Inside this video, I'm going to show you through exactly what to expect from your nutrition coaching and your exercise program. As you can see here on this screen, this process has been extremely well thought out, vigorously tested, and has been shown to work in a variety of lifestyle applications. We've got mums on here, we've got personal trainers on here, we've got business owners on here, we've got everyone in between. So not only is this a thought, but it's backed by science. So it's not as if I've simply put something together and hoped it's worked. I've read dozens of textbooks. I've learnt off the very best nutrition and exercise experts in the world. And what I'm about to present to you is the culmination of all of that. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever tried to overhaul your daily routine? Have you ever tried to overhaul your weekly routine? Chances are, if you've tried to change your body shape or improve your health in the past, you have, and you simply followed a plan or a program. Now, this is all well and good during the honeymoon period when you're motivated, when your willpower is strong, but eventually what happens is your energy and your motivation starts to die off. And it's during that period you start to go back to subconscious old habits. If you haven't done the work on your underlying habits, then you'll fall back to where you started. We obviously don't want this. So rather than attack and overhaul and try and overhaul an entire day or an entire week, we start with the most important time of the day, and it's not breakfast. We've identified through all of our experience that the most important part of the day is your last 3 hours. The last 3 hours before your head hits the pillow, because it's a unique opportunity to shift your hormones from stress to repair and get a really good quality sleep so that metabolism can repair itself physically and mentally, so that when you wake up in the morning, you have energy, motivation to do the things that you know you should be doing to take yourself in the direction that you actually want to go. I don't know if you've ever tried to follow a diet when you're tired, when you're stressed out, but it's extremely hard, and you end up getting to the end of the night and you blow out, or you end up getting halfway through the day and you're struggling with energy and you're reaching for something that's not on the plan. So when we approach this process from this angle, we create a powerful environment within your body that allows you to do things easier as time goes on, instead of the process getting harder. So here's what you can expect over the next 180 days. We've broken this up into 3 stages. So the first stage is day 0 to day 30. And by the end of that stage, what we want from you is to be energized. We want you getting to the end of that 30 days and feeling like you can keep going, feeling like this is something that you can do for the rest of your life. And it's within those 30 days that we focus on those last 3 hours of the day. So really optimizing your hormones, optimizing your metabolism so that you're repairing from all the stresses of the day. Because at the end of the day, exercise is just another stressor. It's a good stress. It's called eustress. And that stress is what helps you to grow and build muscle. And you need to be in a position where you're able to withstand that and grow from that and not be burnt out. So if you've ever been burnt out within the first 6 weeks or 12 weeks of an exercise program, then it's because you haven't actually focused on these core foundational habits. After that first 30 days, the next goal for us is to have you feeling more energetic than you've ever felt before. We want you completely fueled, and fueled in a way where you're an athlete of everyday life. So whether it's a mum lead or a dad lead, or just a regular Joe Blow or Joanne Blow lead, you're feeling on top of the world, and you're also feeling like you want to keep going. You want more of what you're getting, and people who are around you are like, "Oh, what are you on? What are you doing?" They are asking you questions. They're seeing changes in your body shape. This is the really exciting part to the whole process. It's within this 60 days between day 30 and day 90 where we start to take care of the rest of the day with really high level habits that have the least amount of effort but a huge impact on your day and your week. And then after that 90 days, we've got one more 90-day period to get through. And it's through this period where you start to learn a little bit more about nutrition. We switch from implementation focus to knowledge base so that you're then able to make decisions for yourself as you go. We're starting to look at it from the perspective of giving you the lens of a nutritionist so that you can see through those lenses and eventually get to a point where you don't need any help anymore. You can put this whole health body shape thing to bed. Now, depending on your starting point and your goals, you can expect to lose 10 to 15 kilos within this 180-day period. And this obviously depends on your ability to take information in and apply that information. Now, what happens if you go off track? The unique benefit of approaching this transformation in a habit stacking mindset is that each habit stacks onto the next. So that if one habit falls off, it's the habit before the one that just fell off you need to focus on to get that other habit back on top. So as you can see here, if you fall off within that first 30 days and everything's fallen back down to zero, which it does happens a lot actually, you need to start back here with that buffer habit. Let's say you get a little bit further on and then the wheels start to fall off, something blows up in the family and your weekly cook up falls off. Then we just start basic again with always cooking for more than 1, 2, 3 times a week instead of focusing on those big cook ups. Say you get further down the track and you're just hitting that period time of that busy period of year, whether it could be tax time, it could be back to school, you could have the kids home from school, whatever that busy time of year period is. Let's say you're busy and you just want to scale things back a little bit. You can take the top 4 habits off, focus on the first 8, and then when you start to get some more time and more clarity and more space, then you can start to stack them back up again. But ultimately, what helps you navigate all this and what helps you to know what habit to focus on is your coaching and your check-ins. It is the coach who is able to zoom out, look at your life from a different angle than you can or than a loved one can, that can actually give you the perspective of, well, this is what's happening, this is what you need to focus on. So if you get anything from this whole presentation, it is that make sure you're checking in each week. And ultimately, get back on track. The exercise side of things, if I can be completely honest with you, and this is a little bit of a hard pill to swallow for a lot of us personal trainers. I don't actually consider myself a personal trainer. I'm more of a body transformation specialist. But for a personal trainer who thinks you can just exercise the weight off, I've got a really, really hard message coming through here. And that is exercise really only accounts for up to 3% of your week. It's a small portion. Most people can only devote 2 to 3 hours of their week to exercise. And if you think about a 168-hour week, that's less than 3%, okay? Now, I'm not taking anything away from exercise. Exercise can be a powerful trigger for body shape changes if it's structured correctly. And that is exactly what this Power Body Shaper is. It's structured in a way that maximizes your time in the gym and builds on itself week on week so that you're always progressing. And what you can see in front of you here is an exercise program that has been periodized out over a 6-month period to lose 10 to 15 kilos within that time. So within your first 4 weeks, we're focusing on a lot of those foundational habits. You're at risk here of falling off the wagon. So we're doing full body workouts either body weight or gym 2 or 3 times a week, and just focusing on general activity. As you become more compliant, you get to move to the next stage. Now, that might be 30 days, it might be 60 days, it might be 90 days, depends on your ability to implement and be consistent. And what we're looking for is an 80% compliance rate at each stage to move you on to the next. We go from full body to upper and a lower body, and then we go to push-pull legs with some intense cardio exercise workouts sprinkled in there as well. Now, let's say you don't have a big bulk or weight to lose. You just have maybe your last 5 kilos. It's within this period of your transformation that you really need to work harder than you have before. And you need to work harder, but don't mistake that for working longer. Working more intensely really comes down to being smart about it. So we take what we've done for those first 6 months and we just put it on repeat, doing a 3-day split with some ice workouts in there, and then a 4-day split where we taper off. Because as you get leaner, that intense cardio exercise becomes less important. So that there is exactly what you can expect from this program. If you have any questions about this process, or say you're 3 months in and you just need a refresher, come back to this video so you know exactly what's in front of you. And I hope you're excited for what lies ahead. I'm certainly excited for you. Any questions or comments, pop them in the comment section below, or send them through DM, or any which way you can contact me. And I look forward to going on this journey with you.